Mabuhay and welcome to Tabi-Tabi Podcast, a show where we explore the fascinating and often mysterious folklore of the Philippines. I am your host, Ethan. Hi, and thanks for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. In the forest, when the day breaks, it's a sight to behold. Nature's beauty shines through as the sun rises, revealing the lush flora and fauna that call it home. Birds sing, creatures roam, and everything seems in perfect harmony. But as the sun sets, things take a different turn. The once serene place becomes unsettling, with strange sounds adding to the mystery. Deep within these woods, a variety of creatures live. Some seem like predators, while others are beyond our understanding. In today's episode, we're talking about a specific creature that resides in the forest and is known in Bicol, Visayas, and Mindanao. But before we reveal this creature, it's important for us to give you a heads up. In this episode, we'll briefly touch on topics related to sexual assault and graphic languages. If these subjects are sensitive for you, it might be best to skip this one. But if you're all good, let me introduce to you the Tambaloslos. In Cebu, they describe the Tambaloslos as a creature with an unusually large head and a creepy grin. You can find a more detailed description on lapasan-myblognoel145.blogspot.com, where they say that the Tambaloslos is a mischievous male mythical creature with a big head and an oversized mouth that hangs out in the woods. According to the blog, it loves pulling pranks on people who wander in its territory, making them lose their way. The Tambaloslos gets a kick out of seeing its victims all bewildered, and it gets so excited that its mouth grows even bigger, covering its whole face. The only way for the victim to get back to their original path is by taking off their shirt and putting it back on inside out. Additionally, in the blog, did you know that the word tambaloslos is used to describe someone as useless or inept, usually a guy? The loslos part in the word is a slang term for male genitalia. It's not something you typically use to refer a woman. This word is slang in Cebuano language, so if you hear someone say, tambaloslos kang dako, in Cebuano, it's kind of like saying, you're such a dimwit, or you're an idiot. So be careful when you're using this word in a sentence because it is offensive, especially if you're in Cebu. Moving forward, the Tambaloslos in Bicol version, according to the book of Dr. Edin K. Nasayaw, Bicol Beliefs and Folkways, a showcase of tradition, the Tambaloslos is a 2-foot-tall creature with very distinctive characteristics. His upper lip and lower lip measure 2 inches and 3 inches respectively, and the whole mouth stretches from ear to ear. Now this really surprised me because I for sure thought that the Tambaloslos were as tall as a normal human, but no, it's just a small creature. Now another description of it is that it's a black lanky creature with wobbly legs. His body is almost skin and bones. Its huge, fleshy, and protruding lips extend from one ear to the other. Others' description of the Tambaloslos, though, is a bit vulgar. Some describe the Tambaloslos or Tambalulos as a deformed humanoid creature that has a dark complexion. It is a frightening brute with a wide, protruding lip like an ape. It got its name from the long, massive, wrinkled penis and testicles dangling to the ground it has. The word luslus in Tambaloslos means loose or hanging, referring to its oversized testicles. Hence the Tambaloslos name, because like I said, the Tambaloslos' testicles are dangling to the ground. Quite the description, right? You may be wondering, penis? How was that included there? That's completely different to the Cebuano version, and obviously you are correct. They are quite different. You see, in the Bicol's version, the Tambaloslos is the ugly embodiment of a man's lust. The story goes that the Tambaloslos lurks around the forest, messing with people's heads or leading them astray to trap them in his territory. And once trapped, the Tambaloslos would do perverse things with his victims. According to Bicolano myths of gods and monsters.blogspot.com, the Tambaloslos is a creature that assaults people until it is satisfied, which made me think that the Tambaloslos is a very sexually active creature. You see, in Bicolano tales, the Tambaloslos didn't spare anyone who got lost in its forest. Not men, women, or even chickens and pigs are safe. The Tambaloslos will definitely assault it. So one day, Gugurang, which is the supreme god in Bicol that resides in Mayon volcano, he was fed up with its perverse antics and cursed the Tambaloslos by making its penis and testicles grow so big that they couldn't fit into any hole. I think this is to prevent it from sexually assaulting people. So, the Bicol's version is quite naughty, if you would. Now, while the Cebuano version says that this creature enjoys disorienting random stray travelers in the woods, the Bicol version is a bit more dark. Remember that in the Cebuano version that I mentioned earlier, in order for an unfortunate lost traveler to return to their original path, they must remove their shirts and put it back on inside out. Because the Tambaloslos would find the scene hilarious and would laugh so loudly that their lips would cover their faces, making it easier for the traveler or the victim to flee. The victims appear to be either male or female in the Cebuano version. In the Bicol version, though, it's a bit different. Though males can also be a victim of a Tambaloslos, because of the nature of the Tambaloslos in Bicol, it primarily targets women. So, what happens if a woman is targeted or captured by a Tambaloslos? If a woman happens to come across a Tambaloslos while in the woods, what they should do is to remove their top and expose their chest. This would arouse the Tambaloslos, causing their penis and testicles to grow larger and longer, blocking their range of view and allowing the woman to flee. I guess if it's a male case, then they should show them their penis. This is just my theory. Because it's either the Tambaloslos will get aroused by the sight of a man's penis or it will laugh. Either way, it'll get distracted and the man can flee as well. So I found an example of this story from the Creatures of Darkness Facebook page. It was a story that was posted on December 27, 2017. I assume that the person who submitted this story was an avid reader of theirs, and it talks about their experience with the Tambaloslos. The woman allegedly encountered the creature, and the woman was hidden under the name Nena, and their story happened 3 years after they shared the story to the page. In her story, she dismissed the Tambaloslos as ridiculous despite hearing about it frequently in their neighborhood. However, her perspective changed when she encountered it while walking home from washing clothes by the river. She sensed that something was following her. She heard rustling in the bushes as she walks with her laundry and then heard an eerie, non-human laughter. Fear gripped her and she fled the scene, dropping her laundry. And according to her, what followed was a blur of events. She suddenly felt a tight grip on her leg, prompting a scream as she turned to confront her pursuer. It was a creature, small like a child, with dark skin, disheveled hair, big red eyes, and an oversized grotesque mouth that stretched from ear to ear. Its long, yellow fangs were prominently visible. Then Nena felt the creature's penis. And that's when she realized that it was the Tambaloslos. Remembering the cautionary tales about this creature, she immediately exposed her chest to this creature. The creature's face allegedly changed. Its eyes widened and its lips began to tremble. Nana saw that its penis grew larger and longer, covering its face. And since the Tambaloslos couldn't see her anymore, she took this opportunity to escape and ran back home. Nena immediately reported the incident to her father, and her father gathered their neighbors to go back to the Tambaloslos, but he was no longer there. While what happened to Nena was undeniably tragic, I'm relieved that she managed to escape and is safe. Now that you're acquainted with the Tambaloslos, if you're considering a trip to the woods in the near future, it is essential to take extra precautions. Don't let the night catch you in the woods. Make it a habit to head home early. Otherwise, you might end up meeting the Tambaloslos. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe so you won't miss the next one. I upload new episodes every 2 weeks on Monday, so don't forget to check back. Your support really helps with the algorithm. Until next time, bye!